time for Cigar Talk, the fastest growing cigar show in the nation.
Welcome back, Cigar Talk. I'm your host, Rob Jones. We got Brian Falconer, co-host of Cigar Talk, sitting here with us. What's going on, bro? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, bro.
Awesome, man. We had a good time down at the Leaf yesterday.
Yes, we did.
Vic from San Angelo, Cigar for Warriors guy.
Yes, sir.
Coffee guy.
Yes, sir.
Good guy.
Yes, sir.
Came out, hung out with us, went to lunch with us.
Yes, sir.
And we had a great morning that went into the afternoon because I was very late for my nap.
You're very late.
Very late.
And people found out why. There was a group of people across the street from the restaurant. They were just congregating. He was like, hey!
What are y'all doing over there?
And they looked, and it's like, oh, okay. And somebody just waved a little bit.
You know what they did? They were like, those old men.
Because everybody had gray over there.
Right. So, but anyway, it was a great time with Vic, and we smoked a lot of good cigars. And also, got to give a shout out to Zeka. Dude, hooked us up with some good sticks. Thank you, Zeka.
Yes.
We actually smoked those, or I smoked those at the shop yesterday. You know, I put mine in the locker.
Yeah, I know, because I gave you the key.
That's how much trust I have with you.
I'm not going to touch anything.
Good.
Vice versa.
This is a one-way relationship.
We know. Everybody knows.
You know I'm messing with you.
No.
Hey, I'm serious.
That's why Sean says, I sent a manifest with it.
Right.
Labeling each one.
Anyway, let's talk about what we're smoking tonight. You're smoking a great stick.
I am smoking My Father Le Bijou 1922.
Very nice. You got to tilt it forward. Forward. There you go. See that? You got to get all that light off there. Nice.
Bro.
Great stick. We talked about it before the show started, and I was like, damn, I'm going to have to whip something out.
Well, the last 3 weeks in a row, you've been trumping me. I just got me something that was good.
Put it on over
what
here
you
for
smoking?
a minute. I'm smoking the Late Hour Churchill by Davidoff.
Stepping up.
You know what? I have been on a little bit of a Davidoff.
We know.
Because you know what? It's something completely new.
Yes.
Completely new. I have not smoked very many Davidoffs.
Me neither.
In the 52 years that I've been alive.
I pray you wasn't smoking it too. Hi, Popeye. Coming out with your pipe. I pray you were not smoking it too.
Shiver me timbers.
Yeah. You say 52 years. Wow. Then you think about it. I have to go back. Man, how long have I been smoking? Since I was 20. Cigars 22.
Wow.
That's 32 years. Good Lord. Woo. Shut my mouth.
Yeah, well, you know.
I'm quiet. I have nothing else to say.
Dude, look at the wrapper on it. Do you see that wrapper,
That is
dude?
leathery.
Oily. Oily.
The night show was about quality.
Quality number one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So anyway, let's tell everybody what we're drinking tonight. This is one that we haven't had in the studio before. I saw it, and I was like, you know what? I dig that old school looking wrapper they put on the bottle, and it's Ezra Brooks 99, and it's 99 proof. And you know what? It's good.
It is.
And I want to say it was like $25 to $28. I don't even remember.
That price range.
Yeah,
right price range.
Might have been 30. I don't really remember, but I just know that I was like, it was a secondary pickup. You know what I mean? It was like I bought my main bottle
and then saw that
and was like, it's cheap enough where I'll try that. And if it's no good, I'll pour it out like I did that 13 Arrows because that sucks. Anyway, I just want to throw that in there.
There's a plant out there dying from the 13 Arrows.
Yeah. So anyway, hey, well, we've got two special guests on this show.
Yes, sir.
We've got the one and only Paula of Chix Sticks. She just started a new cigar show, and I'm a fan. I mean, she's just a good person, a good part of the cigar community, and so I wanted to have her on. So we have her on,
100.
and then we also have the other half of the Leaf showing up tonight. You got
finally
Corey, the other owner who lives in Indiana.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude is like Indiana Jones. There, in fact, I just look.
Who's walking through the door?
Indiana Jones.
Who's walking through the door?
Welcome to the show, brother. What's up, bro, man? Good to have you, man. Good to have you, bro. I was just telling everybody on the show that you were going to be on, and just so you know that from now on, you're Indiana Jones.
All right. I'll take that. Hey,
a little Bardstown. Wow. Wow. All right. Well, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Hey, so anyway, let's talk about our sponsors right quick.
Most
I guess since one of them just walked in the door, let's start with those guys. You got Corey and Jay that own the Leaf downtown, 1166 North 2nd.
Hey.
If you've never been there, you're missing Noah's Ark. When you walk in the humidor, you feel like you're in the belly of the Ark, and there's at least 2 of everything. I mean, it's amazing. Then you come out, they have cigars, they have cigar cutters, lighters, ashtrays.
Pipes.
They got pipes, they got pipe tobacco.
They got beard
Dude,
stuff.
you can't just skip over they got pipe tobacco. Because they don't just have, I've been to cigar shops where they have like
King Albert in
10,
a can.
well, no, they got like 10 or 12 different, cans of,
Not the
Dude,
Leaf.
I counted up and then I quit counting because it was over 130. I was like, you know what? I get it. You got a lot of pipe tobacco. I'm not going to count them all.
A lot of good pipe tobacco.
Oh, yeah. And, I'm not even a pipe smoker, but dude, some of the pipe tobacco that I've smoked there was amazing. I'm just too lazy. You know what I mean? If you're a pipe smoker, you have patience, you have skill, and that's not me. I have zero skill and I have zero patience. So
his repertoire is cut, light, smoke.
Right.
That's it.
Don't.
Oh, and I said and drink.
Hey, don't leave any of the technical to me.
Yeah, it's just simple.
You know what? This is great. I'm just, puffing.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
So anyway, but no, look down the show notes. You can call the Leaf if you can't make it by there, and they will hook you up with some great cigars
all the time.
And look down the show notes. Their phone number's there. And then our next
Show
one
notes
is, and I'm going to meet with these guys this week, is Tabanero Cigars out of Ybor City. And dude, I have been digging their sticks, and so far, I mean, dude, it's tough for me to pick which one's my favorite, but I love their Connecticut, dude.
That's not an issue to have. If it's hard for me to pick a favorite, that's not an issue.
True. Well, because they're so good, it's like that one's almost.
I can just keep going.
Right. And they have a very expansive line of cigars. So I'm excited to try the Mike and Mike. It looks like a torpedo 4.5 inches by a 60 gauge.
Wow.
But I don't mind a 60 gauge if it's a torpedo.
Yeah.
That's just how I prefer it. So anyway, that's one that's on my list. But if you guys haven't seen, I posted pictures on Instagram. These guys have hired Cuban immigrants that rolled in Cuba. Now they're rolling in his factory right there.
Doing.
And like when you go into their shop, they're rolling cigars.
Right there.
And so they also do their own blends of coffee, which is amazing. So anyway, check out, there's a link down below that'll take you over there to their website. Check out their cigars and everything else they have. I love the guys. They're doing quality, and that's what we want.
Yes,
that's really what we want.
Tell the truth.
When the cigar is just quality, it's like you don't even have to think about the cigar. You're enjoying the company of your brothers.
It speaks itself.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that you should be talking about that cigar is that, damn, that's good.
Can I get another?
Boom. So anyway, look down the show notes at Tabanero. You can follow the link over there and check out their cigars. And then let's get into our pick six this week.
Most definitely.
Are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Okay, cool,
Always
man. Because I'm not ready.
The world knows you're not ready.
I'm like,
that's not.
You know what? Let me go over here. Oh, okay, cool. I got some good smokes on here.
So I'm gonna start off in a particular order.
In a particular order?
The last one's going to be
3, 2, 1.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
I'm excited to hear
Number
your
3 is going to be the Cattle Baron Bull.
That's what you were smoking last week when you fell. No, I mean, I'm not mean to bring up a sore subject, but that's what you were smoking on the show when you completely busted your ass.
You know what?
I'm not trying to bring up that you fell.
It's the third time you said it. So what the hell you mean you're not trying to bring it up?
I'm just trying to be comforting.
To who?
To me.
Yeah, I know. I know. And he changed the intro to the show because...
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
We thought about it.
You thought about it. No, that's not going to look good for me. But anyway, the Cattle Baron Bull was a good medium to medium full.
And it was a good looking stick.
It was a good stick, man.
I don't know, when I smoked the Cattle Baron back in the day, which was probably like 3 or 4 years ago, when they first got started, their cigars didn't look as good as that. Yeah. They've really improved on the quality.
Yes, and it was a great stick, man. Number 2, Cavalier Cigars White Series Toro. Give some shine.
Say that again.
Cavalier Cigars White Series Toro.
Did I have one of those?
I know I had one. It was on my manifest, and I actually got it.
I bet I had one. I don't remember that stick.
Oh, man.
But, I mean, I've smoked a lot of sticks between now and then.
Yeah. And my number 1 this week was a gift from Jay. Jay knows how much I love this stick. They're not around right now. He was gifted. What's that, the original? Amazon Basin Original.
I saw you post a picture of it. Oh, I saw you touting.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Man, dude.
So how old was that cigar, you think? At least 4 years. 4 years? Yeah, at least 4 years.
It was worth every year. That was a great stick, man. I hated it. I was like, dude, I can't get another one of these. I should have said no, but it was a great gift for a great situation at that moment, because I was feeling good, and Jay was like, here. And I was like, no. He's like, no. For what you just went through and everything came out this way, you deserve this. And I truly appreciate that, dude, man. That's why I love the Leaf, man. Those are my 3. Those are my 3.
Awesome, man. So I've had a good couple of weeks of smoking cigars, so I'm not going to complain about any of them. But last week I smoked it's been a few weeks, but I smoked the Martinez. And I got to look and see what's the name of that one. The flat iron.
He said the new producer said show it.
Oh, I don't think you can see it on my phone, and I've already lost it. So that's just the way it goes. Anyway, yeah. What the heck?
Uh-oh.
I changed to some other view. Okay, now we're back in business. And then my number 2 stick is the Tabanero Connecticut.
Okay.
Dude.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. I had 5 of those.
You had 5
No,
of those?
well, now I have 1. And it is so good that I have not been smoking it because it's the last one. Wow. You know what I mean? It's
for
like
you to put something in that.
And even a morning stick. Wow. You know what I mean? I don't normally think about saving morning sticks at all.
Nope.
And I was like, that's the last one.
I'm going to hold that one. I'm going to hold that one.
So anyway, that was my number 2. And then my number 3 this week is the Caldwell Blind Man Puff. Have you had that one?
No, I've heard you talk about it.
Yeah, it's a really good stick. And I'm a big Caldwell fan in the first place. I like a lot of what he does. There's a few that, don't really blow my skirt up, but a lot of his.
I'm glad it doesn't blow your skirt up.
So
that's a vision nobody wanted. Your skirt blown up.
You see me standing on that metal grate like Marilyn Monroe.
Never. Everybody runs. For her, they stopped and looked. You run.
No, they screamed.
Yeah, run.
Like as in a horror movie. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this week's Pick 6. Yes. Those are great cigars. I'm a fan. And I guess we're going to take a little break here, come back, and we'll have Paula from Chix Sticks join us. And then after her interview, we're going to have Corey from The Leaf join us. So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back after a quick break. Hey guys, thanks for hanging through the break. We have a special guest with us today. We have Paula from Chix Sticks, and she's going to tell you more about it, but I've known her for a long time. We've chatted a few times on Instagram. I love what she does, and I've always been a fan of what she does, so we wanted to have her on our show, because she just started her own show, and we're excited to see what she's doing. So, Paula, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
You're welcome. Hey, thanks for coming on and taking the time to hang out with us for a little bit, smoke a cigar. Tell everybody what you're smoking. I'm jealous already.
I know. I am smoking the HVC Hot Cake.
Yeah, and
Because-
I see those everywhere, and I never see them in person. I have not had one yet, so that's on my list.
Well, you can just go online and order them.
That's not the hunt, though. I'd like to be. I go to a lot of shops when I'm on the road, so
Yeah.
it's always that hunt that I enjoy. You know what I mean? It's like finding a bottle of Eagle Rare for me.
Okay.
So, do you drink bourbon?
I get it. I do.
Okay. Have you had Eagle Rare?
I have not.
Well, good luck getting it now.
Yeah. My favorite whiskey is Angel's Envy.
I've never had that one. I've had the Envy on the rye, and I'm not a fan. So I've never had the bourbon, though. The rye is super, super sweet. It's like a dessert drink, and I can't do sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. And Four Roses. I like Four Roses.
I do love Four Roses. I love Four Roses.
I like Bullet.
Bullet's
I'm a Bullet fan. Yeah. Woodford Reserve. When I drink old fashions, I always ask for Woodford Reserve in my old fashions. So.
Nice. I've never had an old fashioned.
What?
I know. I don't mix drinks. I just like it room temperature. That's it.
There's nothing mixed in there, though. It's just whiskey with some bitters.
When you pour liquids together, that mixes them.
Bitters is like 2 little drops. I'm not sure if that's really...
it's okay. But see, like some people put their whiskey on ice, like a big ball, or other things. But anyway, I can't even do that. I don't want it mixed with water. I don't want it chilled. I don't want it warm.
Wow.
I just want it room temperature.
Just think that for being on your show, you have to have an old fashioned. Next time you're somewhere, you have to order an old fashioned and then tell me what you thought of it.
Okay, I will do that. I've never thought about doing it, but I will do that. And I'll let you know how it was.
Okay.
And is it was it good for a cigar pairing? An old fashioned?
Oh God, yes. Oh yeah.
And so give me an idea of what type of cigar I would want to pair an old fashioned with. I don't know if it's sweet. I don't know if it's bitter. I don't know what it is.
It shouldn't be sweet. And also when you have an old fashioned, ask them to mix it half and half rye and regular.
Really?
Yeah. It just makes it a little bit nicer. It's not sweet. And you kind of, if you do it properly, you're going to burn an orange peel, and it should be a particular orange, but it could be any orange. You burn an orange peel and put it in there, and then there's bitters in there. So you have this slight kind of orange note in your drink. So it pairs really well with cigars that would have fruit notes, cigars that have toast notes.
Oh,
toast,
I like that.
Bread.
Yeah.
Yeah. Toast, bread, cereal, anything that's caramely. Those are all going to go really good with an old fashioned.
Okay. Good to know.
Anything you think that's good with whiskey is going to be good with an old fashioned.
Oh, well, that opens up the market. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's pretty open.
All right. Well, thanks for the tip there on the Manhattan.
Yeah.
Or no, not Manhattan, the old fashioned, whatever.
Old fashioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, tell us about how you got into cigars originally. How long have you been smoking cigars?
I had a cigar here and there in life, but to really say when did I start smoking
No.
cigars,
I want to know your first time. Your first time.
The first time I had a cigar was my son's high school graduation, and he came home with cigars, and he brought me a lady's cigar. I don't even know what it was.
Was it good? Or did you not really
I don't really
know?
remember.
Yeah.
So fast forward to what I consider my first time smoking a cigar is in college. My son went to Italy and studied in Italy for a term. And when he came home, one of the gifts he brought for me was a box of Toscanos.
Oh, nice. And are you still a fan of dried tobacco cigars? I guess that's what...
It's a tough cigar. Now that I know about cigars, that's a pretty tough cigar to start out with.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
but I didn't know any difference.
Well, they're super easy. I mean, they light up easy. You don't have to maintain them as far as humidity.
No.
A friend of mine gave me a 20th anniversary of one a couple of weeks ago, and it was like this long. So I just cut it in half, put half of it on the desk, smoked half of it, and then like the next night I smoked the other half.
So they are I think a great travel cigar because they don't have to be humidified, and they're made to cut in half. So if you are on a lunch break or
so they're made to cut in half.
Yeah.
I did not realize that. I just thought I did something creative, but everybody does.
No, they're designed that way, and that's why they're tapered on both ends.
Oh, I did not know that. Thank you for that information.
And they also have no binder, which is why they're so bumpy and rustic. It's just filler and wrapper.
Oh, wow. So they're I mean, and who wants to smoke binder anyway? They don't make nobody makes a cigar just out of binder. There's a reason
and it's really just to make the cigar smooth. I think it's, so when you put the wrapper around it, it's nice and smooth. But I mean, I really like that kind of rustic cigar. It's very old world, and they've been making them. Yeah. Okay, I'll talk to the people. God only knows what he's going to get. Smoke this. I don't think I've ever had this happen where I'm on a show and the host leaves. Like, we could talk about anything while he's gone. We could talk about, we could talk about him. This is good. HBC hot cake. So it's early morning here. Because I'm 3 hours behind him. So this is a good breakfast cigar. Really good with coffee. That's why I chose it for the interview this morning. So, yeah. Anyway. He'll probably cut all this out anyway, but oh well.
So what got you into like the passion of cigars? I mean, you smoked a couple of cigars a while back, but like what made you get so excited about cigars that you were like, I'm going to smoke cigars regularly now? Right.
So when I was telling you that my son brought me a box of Toscanos, that's what started it. So I smoked the entire box, and I was just like, this is crazy. I need more of these. And so I just went to my local, humidor store and just found one somewhere and went in there and was like, do you have Toscanos? And they're like, what? I mean, I found out that they're hard to come by. They're just not in every store, right?
Right. They actually carry them at our local store.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah, at the Leaf.
Yeah. I just go online to italiansmokes.com and get them there. But
nice.
Yeah, and they carry pretty much everything, even the little tiny short ones.
Yeah, I think that's the ones that the Leaf has carried. I mean, they're not the real long ones. They're more like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. And so that kicked you off, but then you started smoking regular cigars too.
Yeah, so when I went to find these Toscanos and couldn't find them, I went into the humidor and I think my jaw dropped. I just looked at all the cigars and I was just like, well, I've always been an artist and I'm a paper artist. I do things with paper. And so I was just drawn to the cigars. I thought they were so beautiful. They're all different colors, different shapes, different sizes.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, oh my God. Before I got into cigars back in the day, I was a photographer. And so I see like the cigars as the work of art. You know what I mean? So,
absolutely.
And when you photograph them or whatever, you want to capture like that part. And unless I'm being lazy and then I just take a picture and move on. But whenever I'm like in the mood, I'm like, oh, you want to show that texture of the wrapper. You want to show that band off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah. Our cigars are a work of art.
Yes. And just the band work, the band artwork. And so I had gone into that humidor and I basically just grabbed like 8 cigars. I was just like,
Wow.
that one. I went out to the register to buy the cigars.
And they were like, that'll
And
be
the guy who
$500.
Not really. I mean, no, it wasn't bad. But the guy looks at the cigars like this and he was like, these are all really different cigars. Are you sure you want to buy these? And I was like, mm-hmm. So I went home. I had Connecticut's. I had, an Oscuro, like a really dark cigar. I had all this stuff. And so I just tried them all. And I was like, okay, this is fun. They're all completely different. And
well, that's a really cool way to start, though. I don't think I've ever heard somebody start that way.
Yeah.
That's awesome because like everybody I know gets on a kick and they'll smoke through that and then they'll switch to another one and smoke through that. You started out going through all of them. That is awesome.
Yeah.
And so did that like help you very early on figure out what you liked?
Yeah, but I've ended up liking, it's just vast.
Yeah,
like,
as the journey goes, it opens up more. But I mean,
absolutely.
To start out with, that gave you a bearing of what you wanted to smoke.
Yeah, and I think also starting out smoking a cigar that was medium to medium full, I didn't start with something light like a Connecticut or something. You know what I mean? So I think I was able to go both directions because my base was in the middle.
Gotcha.
So
yeah. And, when I started out with full body, full strength cigars because I thought that was the cool way to go.
Yeah,
your big 6x60 dark black cigar, and I thought that would just. Make
and then you got
cool.
sick a couple times.
Probably. No, I never got sick.
Okay.
Well, I did once whenever I inhaled accidentally, and I mean I inhaled a big puff, and I mean it brought me to my knees just about, and we were at a restaurant, and so that was kind of embarrassing, but anyway. So that's awesome, a way to start. So when did you decide now I want to be part of the cigar industry? When did you decide you wanted to be part of the cigar industry?
Probably when I decided to start an Instagram page. And then, so when I started the Instagram page, I just got so much response. And so then it was like people asking me questions back and forth. And I was like, wow, like this is really fun. And so I think that just propelled my page and
yeah, and so the community, being a part of that community, really spurs you on. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I can be helpful in the community. I want to do that. Yeah,
and I learned so much. Like I just ask questions all the time. Like I'm new. What about blah 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 blah? And I don't know if you know the Sir Louis Cigars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So he was one of the first people I ordered cigars from. And I used to ask him questions all the time. Like, I don't even know if he remembers. He's so busy now, we hardly ever talk. But in the beginning, I used to ask him all these questions, or I would say something and he would say, well, he would correct me and say, this is how that works. And I learned so much from him.
Well, I was going to tell you, you said because you asked questions because you were a baby, but all of us, no matter how long you've been smoking, still learn things. You know what I mean? I watched a video the other day and I was like, holy crap, I didn't realize that. You know what I mean? It's like no one, well, I don't know, but I don't think anyone knows it all. And if you think you do, then you don't.
It's so vast.
Yeah.
And it's changing all the time with the boutique cigars coming in and doing kind of different things. different regions producing different stuff, people doing different blends. It's changing all the time. And so, you know,
Yeah, I agree
I
100%. I mean, it's evolving. And the thing about it is it goes back so far. And I mean, the experience has changed so much from like when people smoked in the 1910s and the 20s.
Yeah.
Because the cigar has changed so much. You know, back then it was 99% light cigars. And most of them
they
were
just have
like,
one hanging out of their mouth all day long.
Well, I mean, most people smoked like, 4x48s or some small cigar.
Yeah.
And now we're all over the place. So I find the history of cigars very intriguing.
Yeah. And, on that note too, it's funny to me, like all this talk about women in cigars and it's so unique and different. And I think women in Cuba have been smoking cigars since they were rolling cigars.
Right.
Like,
and yeah, it's all regional because I think that's even true for like people in Brazil, Ecuador, though that middle America and Southern American continents, it's like they have been smoking cigars forever. There was no difference. But
I think Europe and America with its kind of like Victorian and Puritan era where that was not ladylike.
Well, it wasn't ladylike because men didn't want women around.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not because it wasn't ladylike. That's just what men said. That's not ladylike. And what they were really saying was, we're having a boys club up here. Don't be hanging out with us. Yeah.
And now they realized how nice it is to have ladies in their lounges.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, it's like great conversation. You learn things that you would have never learned if you're just hanging out talking to guys. So, I mean, it's a whole new world. And I mean,
and if you're single, you meet women who like cigars.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't have to worry about like, oh my gosh, I met this woman and she hates my cigars.
Well, I guess that's true. Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
I'm going through that now. I'm meeting guys who are like, oh, I don't like cigars. I'm like, okay, bye.
You're like, and I don't date women. No, I'm just kidding you.
Yeah, okay, I'm not going to spend any more time on that.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, I guess that would be a thing. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, now it's reversed, kind of. So, yeah.
Wow. So how is that when you tell a non-smoking guy that you do smoke cigars in that area? I mean, is it like tough? I mean, is there like way more people who don't smoke?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, here in California, there's a lot of people who don't smoke at all.
And they think you're the devil if you do.
It's not, no, but they're just super healthy. So it's not the issue of you smoking a cigar. It's the issue that you're a smoker. So
yeah,
like if you're on,
and then do you tell them, oh, but I don't inhale?
No, I don't know how to explain myself. I'm like, you're either down with it or
you're like, I'm not coaxing you into being a cigar fan.
No, there'll be 5 more guys on Bumble in the next hour. So
life is too short for me to convince you on what you're missing out on.
That's right. Because like we were talking about how cigars have changed, back in the day, it was like they smoked cigars probably for the nicotine. It was always hanging out of their mouth. It was like this blue collar thing. And now there's a luxury lifestyle surrounding cigars. It's savored, it's people take their time with it. We're talking about the notes. It is kind of a different culture now.
Well, you have a completely different culture for sure, but now it is a point of relaxation, a part of community. It's a fine art to when, back in the early days of America, it was just smoking.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you bought packs of cigars, not like a box. And they were packaged like cigarettes almost. You know what I mean? You get 5 sticks, 10 sticks. And I mean, so it was really more like smoking, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was for a different purpose for sure. So
how did you decide? you wanted to do a show. When did that happen? When did you say I'm doing a show?
Well, I didn't really. I was asked to be a guest on Cigar Enthusiast. Ray of Cigar Enthusiast.
Okay.
I don't know him. So I was asked to be a guest on their show. And so I was. And then Ray was like, you need to come on our network. I want you to, he goes, I want to have like a different host each night. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it had a different host doing their own show, but all of us on this network. And so I started doing that. Nice. And loved it. I mean, I didn't know if I could do it. You have to, there's a thing to interviewing people, right? And there's easy people to interview, and then there's people that, oh my gosh, right?
Oh, yeah, trust me, I do know. I do.
Yeah. Where it's really difficult and you just have to really kind of pull it out of them. So I wasn't sure if I could do it. So I said, okay, I'll give it a try. So I did probably 8 episodes or something with him. And then I just really felt like, I talked to him and I just said, you got me started and everything, and I don't want to leave you hanging, but I really feel like I want this to be my own thing. Like, yeah. I don't want to be part of your show. I want to have my own show. And he was so great. He was like, absolutely. Like,
awesome. That is awesome.
I support you.
And that's what the cigar community is all about. You know what I mean? In other communities, like if you were doing, I don't know, coffee or whatever, people might be like, well, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
But no, the cigar community is like, hey, yeah, not only am I excited that you're going to do your own thing, if you need any help, always know that I'll be here.
He said that too. Whatever I can do to help you, whatever. I mean, and when I was at TPE, he introduced me to so many people. So he just was really great that way. So my show now that's on YouTube, I've only done maybe 5 episodes on my own.
Hey, what I was impressed with right off the gate, or right out of the gate, was the fact that your audio sounds good.
Oh, I mean, that's good.
Yeah. For someone new starting out, that's a big deal. I mean, if your audio sucks, nobody's going to watch. No one's going to listen.
Well, I've been having horrible internet. Like in the beginning, when I say, hi, welcome to episode blah, 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 it's terrible. It's all glitchy. And I think it's an internet. I've tried all these different things. I guess I'm going to have the company out here. But as soon as I get it.
After we're done here, I'll give you some tips that are going to help you big time.
Okay. Well, once I have the guest come on and it's split screen, it's clear and everything's great. And I got a really great webcam, and it just is beautiful.
Nice.
It's beautiful picture, and yeah, so I'm still learning, and almost every show there's some kind of technical
journey. It's a whole new journey. It's like
I'm a cigar smoker. I'm not a techie. And so I always laugh, like there's going to be some kind of glitch in this show. So just hang on, like sometimes the internet will drop me and I have to get back on, or, whatever. I just laugh about it.
Like I always say, if you go back and listen to like our first, second, third episode that we ever did, man, the audio sounds horrendous. It's bad.
Oh, really?
Because it was a big learning curve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I tell people, they're great content. The people that I had on the show, I love those people. But you're going to have to bear through some audio that's not what it should be. You know what I mean? It's really bad. But
I don't even have a microphone. I've been wanting to get a microphone. I don't even have a microphone. I'm just using the sound on my laptop.
Nice. Well, you got a good laptop apparently, because it sounds pretty good.
Good.
But a microphone would be better. I'm not saying that it wouldn't be, so don't think I'm doing that. So how are you doing your show? Like, where are you on your back patio when you're doing your show? Is that
most of the time? But I do go to lounges. Just recently had my birthday show and I did it at a lounge. So that was fun. Had
29?
people stop by. Huh?
29?
29, yeah.
Perfect. So I'm going to have a little sip here. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
it is noon 43 here, so it is time for a drink.
Yeah.
And I'm smoking. I'm sure you've had the Long Live the King by Caldwell. No?
No.
Oh, well, you got to put this on your list. Are you serious?
I might have one. I think I have one in my humidor, but I haven't smoked it yet.
Yeah, you got to. Now, do you save cigars? Like you put cigars up for special occasions, or you smoke them whenever?
I smoke them whenever, but I do have what I call my collector's cigars that I will never smoke. So they're rare and unusual and odd.
Really?
And I have those in a humidor all by themselves. Like I have an Indian motorcycle. I have a Bugatti cigar in there. I have a Halloween one that came out by Ezra Zion that's called Headless Horseman. It has a really cool logo band on it. I put one of the rare Fuente rare pinks in there. And there's been a couple other breast cancer cigars that I have in there. So
what you should do is package those up and send them to me, and I'll hold on to them for you. I don't collect cigars. I don't hold on to cigars. I just smoke them.
Yeah.
I can't collect cigars. It's like if I know I have cigars in a special position to be saved, anytime I see those, it's like that what
you want to smoke.
It's that forbidden
it's like
fruit.
Taboo.
Yes, it's like fuck it, I'm going to smoke it. So I just in my mindset, I'm like, I'm not ever going to save cigars. And now,
I'm thinking, you know how guys always say, come in and see my fish tank? I could be like, come and see my rare cigar collection.
I've never known a guy that wanted to show me his fish tank.
No, but girls do.
Really?
Any girls who are watching know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's a line.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was back, when I was younger.
Gotcha.
I'm sure there's different ones now, but it used to be come up and see my aquarium.
That's hilarious. And where did you grow up?
In the Northwest, so mostly Portland.
So a lot of guys had fish tanks up there.
I guess.
That's funny.
I don't think they really had them. That was just their way to get you. Like, I'm not inviting you up because I'm going to make a move on you. I'm inviting you up to see my fish tank, knowing full well that once they get you up, that
there's no fish tank.
Exactly.
That's funny. I'd never heard that. But in Texas, it's probably different. In Texas,
That's
it's like,
right.
Let me show you my gun collection.
Exactly.
So I get it. So where do you see your show going? Do you have a map of where you want to go, or are you just winging it and seeing what happens?
There's a lot of people talking to me about you got to do this and you got to do that. And if you want to get sponsors and you want to and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just enjoying it.
You're having fun.
Yeah, that's why I do it. I'm not doing it to try and get money or get a sponsor. I don't want a sponsor. I don't want to have to smoke one cigar, and I don't want to have to say I like this cigar if I don't like it.
Well, let me tell you the secret, okay? This is a very big lesson that I learned early on. Was I got a sponsor, and I'm not going to tell anybody the name of the cigar company.
Okay.
But it was my very first sponsor. I was so excited. They sent me 8 boxes of cigars. And they were the worst cigars I've ever smoked. I couldn't even smoke them. I smoked 3 cigars, and then I gave them all away. So what that taught me was I'm not going to take sponsors from people that come to me. It's like I smoke so many cigars, I try so many cigars, is that when I find a cigar that just really speaks to me and I absolutely love it for all the right reasons, then I start chasing that company and begging and pleading for them to sponsor my show, because I don't have to put on a good face and talk about their product. I can tell people my experience, and I'm passionate about it because I already love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you do decide to get sponsors, that's the best formula, because it's already, you're talking about what you love, even though it's a sponsor.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's only one line of cigars that I don't like.
Which one? You can't say that unless you tell us.
Really?
Yeah, that's the rule.
Jake Wyatt.
I've never even heard of that.
They're the most beautiful cigars on the planet.
Really?
They are so beautiful. They are so beautiful. And he does a lot of like barber pole and ones with neat little I mean, they're just beautiful. And I mean, I got a sample pack. I smoked 7 of them and they were so terrible. I did not finish a single one of them.
Wow.
And I've talked to people who say, oh, I love them.
Well, and that's the thing. It is all personal palates.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, I had one cigar manufacturer tell me one time that I was leaving all this money on the table if I didn't let people sponsor the show that I didn't like their cigars because somebody likes their cigar. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to do that because if I don't like it, I can't talk about it. Not in a good way.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. Yeah, it's odd how people think like yes, you're doing a show but it's your passion. You're
right.
Passionate about the show and you want to control the show and you want it to feel good to you. And there's only so much you can do. You know, it's like you can't wave money or cigars in front of me and make me do something that doesn't feel right.
You haven't had someone wave enough money in front of you. I haven't
had anybody wave any money in front of me.
Gotcha.
I get lots of free cigars and they're like, you know, please smoke these and review them on Instagram and put up pictures. And I've done that.
Yeah,
a lot.
I've done that a lot too. We've smoked them on the show. But when someone sends me a cigar that's I consider to be awful, I just don't talk about it. You know what I mean? It's like I don't write a review. I don't smoke it on the show. And it's like, because I don't want to tear someone down. Now,
exactly.
If you send me a cigar and it completely construction sucks, I might talk about you on the show because if you're so lazy that you're going to send out cigars that are bad construction, then someone needs to announce it to the world because you need to improve your product. You know what I mean? I think that's a little different. But when it comes to blends, I'm not going to rag on somebody for a blend I don't care for.
No, it's so different. And that's why I said, like with Jake Wyatt, there's people who smoke it and just go, really? I love it, you know? And the others, there was only one other cigar I didn't like, and it was the Don Pepin Original. And people were like, that's a great cigar. And I was like,
see, I like that cigar, you know?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it is definitely, I'm a big fan of, I thought it was Don Pepin, but you may be right on Pepin.
You know what? I bet you're right.
I'm just saying.
I think you're right on this one.
That's what I heard.
Pepin. I bet that's what it is.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Chalk one up for the Texan in the house.
Right. The guy who said he doesn't pronounce things right.
Well, I've been taught by my local cigar shop owner, Jay. Jay can pronounce them all. So he does try to teach me, but my dialect doesn't always output what is input. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what's it like being a cigar smoker in California? Is it a challenge or is it just expensive?
I think it's a challenge for, I don't find it to be expensive on my end. I think it's a challenge and it's expensive for the retailer.
For the retailer, not the consumer.
I think they have a lot more problems with paying taxes and adhering to all these laws. But I mean, when I go in to buy cigars, you know, a lot of the average cigar that you're going to smoke is going to be between $8 and $15. I don't think I don't know how much they are anywhere else, but that to me seems pretty normal.
Gotcha.
So,
all right. Well, are you ready for your question of the show? The question that you're not ready for? And I got to see if I can get this right. You have a choice to make. And I think I already know your answer because the way you are, but I'm going to ask it anyway. If someone offered to give you $100 million,
okay,
but every time you spent $1, a child witnessed their dog getting ran over, do you take the $1 million, or the other one is you never get to eat fruit again if you take the $100 million?
Oh, I could give up fruit.
Really?
I love vegetables, but I'm not crazy about fruit.
Wow, that surprises me.
I'd give up fruit for $100 million, but I couldn't do the kid with the dog. No.
See, I'm not giving up fruit. I chose that somebody sees their dog get run over. I just figure it's an early life lesson. They're going to experience trauma eventually. We might as well just, enjoy $100 million.
Every dollar, that's 100 million dogs and 100 million little hearts being broken.
Yes.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. I mean, but it's going to happen anyway, most likely.
The thing about me is I'm a humanitarian at heart. Like, that's my thing.
Yeah, but how far does that go? Because humanitarian...
Pretty far.
It sounds like it. Like, if you don't want... Politically,
socially, anything that becomes hate or causes suffering, I'm not for it. I'm not going to be for a politician who's hateful or...
So you don't like any politicians? Because they're all hateful. I mean, they're all hateful. I don't know of any that are nice.
I don't remember President Obama ever saying anything hateful.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, you got me there. But that doesn't mean he wasn't hateful.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I mean, yeah. And
so as long as you're in the dark about it, then it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's policy. You watch their policy.
True. True.
Their policy is their words. What are they doing? And it's the same thing socially. If a person's like, fuck those people, then I'm like, okay, no, we're all people.
Right.
We all love our children. We all have a dream. We all have fear. We all have hopes. It doesn't matter what we look like or where we come from. We are basic human beings, and we all deserve to be treated that way. And that's just my core. That's just who I am, like, to the core.
No, and you know what? That's the perfect representation of the cigar community. Because, you find that in the cigar community as a whole, but do the cigar smokers in the community, when they leave the community, do they feel that way? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You hope so.
But, and I think in the cigar community, we have people of all kind of perspectives, politically and socially.
Oh, yeah. So you'll take the $1 million and go without, or the $100 million and go without fruit. So you don't like any fruits?
I like oranges.
Well,
I like bananas.
California, you have to love oranges.
I like oranges, bananas, and mango.
What about kiwi?
Not crazy about it.
You do know you have to peel the skin off, right?
Yeah.
If you're eating the skin, I don't blame you. But if you peel it, it's wonderful. I love kiwi.
I'd rather eat a strawberry.
No.
A kiwi is a pretend strawberry.
No, it's not. It's green.
Yes. I know, but it tastes like strawberries. Just watery.
I don't see it that way. Anyway, thank you for taking the time to come hang out with us on the show. And tell everybody where they can find you on Instagram, where they can find your show. Tell everybody how to find you on social media. Okay,
so on Instagram and Facebook, I am Chix. Well, on Instagram, I'm Chix, spelled with an X. So it's CHIX _N_Sticks, spelled correctly.
Yeah,
so
see, I thought it was Sticks with an X. I don't know why I thought that, but I thought you should have done Chicks and Sticks with X's also.
Really?
Just my opinion. It goes together, but you do you.
Yeah.
So,
I think I put an X in the Chicks because it makes it sexier.
Well, it would be
Sticks
on the Sticks too.
Sticks don't have to be sexy.
But
I'm the sexy one.
Gotcha. I'm sorry. I said you do you. So, and what about on
Right.
YouTube? How do they find you on YouTube?
On YouTube, it's just Chix and Sticks. So Chix with an X and an N, Sticks on YouTube. I'm really looking for subscribers because you know how YouTube is.
I
They
do.
totally watch your subscribers. So,
It's a slow process.
yeah, right.
I mean, don't get in a hurry. Enjoy it.
I'm at 200. I think I have 200 subscribers, and I have 5 shows or something. So,
That's really good. That's really good.
but I have some great views. I mean, one of my shows has over 3,000 views. One is 1,100. So I'm feeling good about it.
You should.
They're up there. Yeah.
We have 0 videos with 3,000 views. So there you go. And we have way more than 5. So you're doing really well.
Yeah, I feel like somebody's watching, so that's cool. And I try to keep the show fun and light. And my show is a cigar review. Each week, I usually have a host and frequently it's been a cigar manufacturer. I smoke their cigar. I do a cigar review, and then I pair cigars with a Hollywood film.
Oh, nice.
So that's my show thing. And my style is very like a chat.
Yeah.
It's not like a formal interview. And I really try to get the story of the cigar manufacturer. Like, I don't want to hear all your statistics. Like, there's a million shows where people are going to deconstruct your cigars and blah, 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 blah. I want to hear the story.
Yeah, that's what we do. We don't,
Yeah,
I don't want to
it's-
know about how you made the cigar because I'm not going to do that. But
Yeah,
I am
it's-
interested in the people behind the name of the brand.
Yes. So that's what it's about. So Chix and Sticks on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. So
Awesome. Well, if you guys will look down in the show notes, we'll have a link to her YouTube
great.
channel. So you can just click on the link and it'll take you straight to your channel. And so go by and check out Paula and check out what she's doing. I watched an episode within the last few days because you were coming on the show, and I was like, well, I haven't had time to watch the show yet, and I should. And I got to say, I was impressed. It was very good.
Oh, good. Which one did you watch?
The one where you were at the cigar lounge.
At Ash.
Yes.
Okay.
And you had
Was my son on there?
I don't know if that was your son. Did he have a hat on?
Yeah.
That was your son. Yeah, that's the episode
Yeah.
I watched.
Yeah.
So
He's a film, like he works in film production, and so
oh, nice.
he was part of my show in the beginning, but now he's works every Thursday, so he's not on very often, but he's a great host.
And he has a lot of cigar knowledge.
Yeah.
I mean, and how old is he? Because he's a young guy.
He's 25.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
for a 25-year-old, he has a lot of cigar knowledge. I was impressed.
Yeah, and he's the one who brought me the cigars.
Right. So it all ties in.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Paula, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out and smoke a cigar with us. And I hope everybody will go over and check out your show. I highly recommend it. And I guess we'll be seeing you around on Instagram.
Absolutely.
And join the damn Discord server.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right. Well, take care of yourself and stay smoking. Welcome back, Cigar Talk, guys. Thanks for hanging through the break. Hope you enjoyed the interview with Paula. And we have a special guest with us now here in the studio. We have the one and only Indiana Jones.
How's it going?
Good, man. How you doing, bro?
Doing well.
So, when did you get in town?
Yesterday, Friday.
Oh,
Yeah.
Friday? Where
Friday.
were you at yesterday?
No, I've already forgotten yesterday.
Oh.
I got here Saturday.
Oh, yeah. I was like, dude, we were at the Leaf all day. Well, half the day.
I was hiding.
I got you. What
Yeah.
time did you get in?
Like 3 in the afternoon.
Now, did you drive or fly?
I flew.
I thought you liked driving.
I do. This is the first time I've flown in a year, so it was.
But what made you decide to fly over driving?
I couldn't drive this time because I had some other stuff going on, so that's why my trip was later than normal. Normally, I get down here on Thursday, so I had to stay in town. I had stuff to do on Friday. And then
So when you drive down, how long does it take you?
it's 14 hours.
So do you drive straight through?
I do, yeah.
So what was holding you up that instead you flew? I mean, just because you had shit going on, you didn't leave as early.
Well, there's just not enough days. If I'd driven, it would have cost me 2 days of driving. So,
are you going to stand by that testimony?
yes,
Okay.
that's my
Hey,
story.
man.
I'm sticking to it.
All right. I can dig that.
I-
So tell everybody what you're smoking.
I'm smoking the Blackwork Studio NBK. So it's a new line we just brought in, and
Yeah, I know. I've been smoking the shit out of
Have
them,
you?
dude.
Yeah,
oh,
see, and
dude, I've been a big fan.
cool because I haven't been around for a while. So, like I said, it's a treat.
It has been a while,
Yeah,
man.
it's been about 6 months.
How long are you going to be here?
Just till Wednesday.
Dude,
Yeah.
what's the holdup of you moving here?
If everything comes together the way it's supposed to, hopefully soon. But I don't know when. We can't say.
Okay.
I don't know.
But there's a plan.
There is, yeah.
Because we would like you to be around.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would like to be around.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot cooler situation to do this than what I'm doing right now.
So you guys that may not have heard Corey's interview in the past don't know that he's also like a car guy and he restores cars. And so, I got to ask, how's the 67 GTX coming along?
I knew it was coming.
You knew. It's like, dude, I can't wait to see it. Come on.
It's not there. So all I can say is that there's a plan in place here in the next few months.
It's matching numbers.
Yeah, it is. It's a 67 GTX 440, and it's just a 4-barrel. But I don't even know if they had the 6-pack back then. But yeah, it's automatic. But the transmission and engine are done. They're ready to go in it, and we got to get the body out and do some work to it. And we're going to kind of do a little bit of I would call it, not a perfect restoration. We're just going to get it on the road. So I've had to clear out a bunch of other projects I had going on, and hopefully here, I'm hoping in the next couple months we'll get everything pulled out and get it room to.
Now, I don't
breathe.
mean to be a downer in any way, but have you written a will yet?
No.
If you need to, and I would like to be the recipient of the 67 GTX.
All right,
If
that's
something
cool. That's fine.
horrifically happens to you, you get hit by a bus, you take a bullet to the head. I mean, no,
Right.
Sorry.
Well, it just if something happens to me, just show up in Indiana and grab it.
Don't even
Head
talk
out
to
with it.
anybody.
Yeah.
Show up with a truck and a
Yeah, it's
chain.
cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'll have this on tape. I'll be like, hey, listen to
There you
this.
go. Yeah, it's I don't even know what that would be called, but it could
That'd
be
be evidence.
hearsay.
Yes. No,
Yeah,
not if I replayed it out of your mouth.
Oh, okay, true. So
You
that's
said just show up and take it.
I see why you wanted me on the show now.
Boom.
Got me
Hey,
entrapment.
man, thanks for
entrapment.
stopping by.
Yeah, no problem. All right, I'll see you guys later. I'm out of here.
So, well, dude, we really hope that you move down. We love having you at the shop. And
Thanks. I
you're like another dimension that's missing.
Thanks.
Because when you're not here, you have these two. Well, you have more than two, but my regular is Scott and Jay. Yeah. So you have those guys that bring something special to the table, and then you have you that comes. And it's like adds a whole nother dimension we didn't know we were missing.
the clown dimension rolls
There's
into
no
town.
value there, but it's very entertaining. Very entertaining.
Right. Thank you. At least I can do that for you. Man.
I mean, you've always been hospitable.
Thank you.
So no, we do miss you being at the shop. So
Yeah, and it's been, like I said, it's been a minute. So
yeah.
it's been a weird.
So you've been working
6
your
months.
ass off up there?
Yeah, I've got a bunch of different stuff going on, and of course we've got to have the COVID positive diagnosis in there too. That really takes some time out of your life. So
yeah, man, you had it. How was it?
It wasn't bad, to be honest, and I'm not recommending.
How was the fatigue?
Still got that.
That
so-
fatigue lingers for a long time.
And I'm, me being me, I've got to say, I don't even know if I've got fatigue. It's just, I find I'm still doing the stuff I do, but I get tired faster.
Oh, yeah.
doing
Then
it.
you're not getting fatigued.
Yeah.
Because I literally would be like, you know what? I'm feeling kind of good. I'm going to run down to the Leaf. I'd pick up my keys. And when I got to the front door, I was like, or I could go to bed.
Really?
I mean, that's how fatigued I was.
And all right, so you make me feel good about correcting people with the fatigue thing. Like, so this week, we were doing some fabrication, some equipment maintenance, all sorts of stuff. And it just, by the end of the day, when I go home, I'm like, I feel more tired than I would have normally from this. But like I said, I work rotating shifts, so I'm tired a lot. So, whatever.
Yeah, my fatigue was, I had never experienced anything like it because I would be in bed for 10 hours and get up and, you get bored.
Real? Yeah.
And
yeah.
it was like, I'm going to go to the Leaf. I feel better. Right. And it was like, no, I'm going back to bed.
So the nurse I talked to told me I should feel fortunate that I had a mild case, and I pretty much agree. The first day, first 3 or 4 days, I was out mowing and weed eating. And then after a couple of days, it just started to set in that I felt sick. And then I just went over to my brother's house because he's the one that got me sick.
Oh.
So I went over to his house and watched TV and did nothing for probably about a week. And then after that, went back to work. So, yeah.
I wonder how many years we'll be asking people, how was your COVID?
Yeah, right. And like I said, man, it was not bad.
That's good.
My only symptoms were I had a sore throat and some congestion, and I lost my taste.
Is your taste back yet?
It is for the most part.
Wow.
Smells a lot slower.
Dude, smell was way slower. Yeah. I still don't have 100%, and this was January for me.
Damn. See,
and I really I'm going to say for the first 5 months, couldn't smell a thing.
Really?
Now I smell in spurts.
Really?
Yeah.
See, when I lost my taste, I could still sense salty, sweet, spicy, but there was no flavor to it. So that was weird.
Talk into the mic more.
That was a little bit weird for me where I just kind of quit eating a little bit for not quit eating, but didn't want to eat much.
Dude, I only smoked 2 cigars a day when I had COVID.
You still were doing it?
Well, I'm not a quitter.
Right.
I have a sense of pride.
I see, and I'm like the miserly cheap ass that was like, okay, we can't drink bourbon and smoke cigars because that's a waste because you can't taste it.
Not true.
I'm like that cheap
Not
prick.
true. Not true.
Not true at all.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, because I enjoy the pleasure of smoking, period.
Well, and so Jay used me as a guinea pig and sent me some cigars. So I had he had some labeled here's aromatic and here's medium and here's full body.
And did you try those?
I sure did.
And how was it?
So here we go with it. So I only did 3 because I felt like I was wasting them. And the 3 I tried were 3 completely different. I did an aromatic, I think a CAO flathead, and I can't remember the other one. But they all tasted. They didn't have any flavor, but I got the same. What I did get from them, I got the exact same thing from all 3.
Really?
And at that point, I quit because I was like, "These don't.
Wow.
There's no point. This doesn't taste like anything." And it was a very strange flavor that came off them. Nothing related to tobacco. And then for a while, what I could smell.
Like peach massage oil.
Yeah, just like that. Anytime I smelled something, no matter what the smell was that I could register, everything smelled like chemicals to me.
Really?
Yeah, how weird.
Wow.
How weird is that? So,
yeah, what's funny is I didn't even know I had COVID until I was washing my hair with tea tree, which is a real minty smelling oil.
Yeah. And
I was like, well, these fuckers didn't put any tea tree in my shampoo. And so when I got out of the shower, I was like, I took the ball of shampoo in there to my wife. I was like, hey, smell this and tell me if you can smell the mintiness from it. And she was like, I could smell it when you were in there washing your hair. And I was like, oh, shit, I got COVID.
And see, mine kind of started with a cigar because I got exposed to it on a Tuesday. And the following Monday, I was in the evening, I was smoking what was it? I think it was a Drew Estate, the Feral. And I was like, oh, this cigar has not got much flavor. And I'd had it for a while in the humidor. And I was like, something's bad or not right. And then the next morning I got the positive diagnosis and I fully lost my taste and smell. And I was like, that's what that was.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, so kind of.
It's kind of weird when you can't smell, but you don't realize why.
Yeah. And it was just a hint. There was a hint of flavor there. So it didn't occur to me that that's what was.
Right.
And then you look back on it and you're like, how dumb are you?
Like now I can really smell toasting the foot where I couldn't. And that drove me crazy. Yeah. But now I can fully smell that. And then I can taste pretty good. But I retrohale a lot when I'm smoking, and I can really get those flavor notes if I retrohale.
It was all about some lasagna for me about 2 weeks ago. My mom made some lasagna and brought it over, and I could taste the pasta, the noodles, the cheese, and the meat and the tomatoes for the first time. It was the first thing I could taste in about a month, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!"
Right?
Like, this is amazing.
I did that with trail mix.
You
know,
could
you
finally
just
get the
like-
different things.
I was like, wow, there's strawberries in there. So, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
so,
it sucked.
what are you drinking right now?
We got some Buffalo Trace here,
Oh, okay, nice.
and it's harder for you guys to get down here, isn't it?
Did you bring like a truckload?
Well, there can be.
We should do that. Can you get Eagle Rare?
No, that's
Okay.
we were talking about that today. The places I said my theory to Jay is that they must not be making it or something, because there's a couple of places I can go and usually find a bottle, and I haven't seen it for a long time. So, and they even kind of mentioned, they're like, yeah, we're not seeing that very much anymore. So, but Buffalo Trace,
I wonder if they're having like people steal it out of the distillery. You know, there was a thing,
no,
Pappygate.
really,
Dude, do you have Netflix?
yeah.
There's a series called The Heist, and the middle section, each one is a different heist, but these guys were stealing cases of Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare, Pappy Van Winkle.
And we all know Pappy is cheap. So, I mean, if you're going to go, you might as well go for the gold on that
Dude, it
one,
was
huh?
selling for like $4,000 or $5,000 a bottle. And the dude was also stealing barrels.
Come on. You know, that's going to
dude,
get
and-
noticed.
Dude, and people were buying barrels from him. They would have them in the back of their truck at a softball game, pull the cork out, and everybody fill up their solo cups.
Oh, my word. That's impressive. That's my hero right there.
That-
In
right?
a bad way, you know. That's like a Robin Hood, you know. He's giving
Given to the poor. Yeah, he was also busted for dealing steroid injections. So, you know, he wasn't completely
He's
innocent.
an entrepreneur, you know,
True.
just trying to make his way in the
He
world.
was trying to make friends.
right.
Some people resort to crime to make friends. I resort to bourbon and cigars.
Yeah, I think that might be a better long run plan for the long run there than
But you know what I realized is at the age of 52, I'm getting to the age where I got to figure out when I can rob a bank. You know what I mean? It's like, what age do you get to where you're like, fuck it?
I'm not sure.
What's the worst thing that's going to happen? They're going to feed me 3 squares and I'm getting screwed in the butt?
so you've got food and love.
Right.
What more do you need? That's like halfway to a complete lifestyle.
And let me ask you, how old are you?
I'm 41.
41. Have you picked out, like, how old you think you're going to be when you die?
No. But,
Let's do that right
But
quick.
but it does occur to me more.
Yeah, well,
in the
like,
last couple of years.
How old do you think you would live to be? If just a ballpark.
I'm going to go with 80s.
80s.
Yeah. There's a
Like,
pretty
like
good history.
low
of that.
80s or high 80s?
Low.
Low,
Well,
like 83.
so my one side has got a good history. That other side is not a great history. So it's kind of like in the middle, I think. But like my grandfather was in the World War II. He lived to be 93 or 95, I think.
See, I'm a solid 66. Everyone laughs when I say that. I'm not serious. I'm serious. I
So
think
is that
that's
based on family history or just your feeling?
both?
Both. I mean,
and you know what the bonus is? If I live to 67, I'll be all excited.
I think I've heard you talk about this before, where you said because you had some family members. That,
Well, my dad passed away at 66. My mother passed away at 69. My real dad passed away at like 78.
okay.
But he had a stroke and lived a shit life for the last 6 years. So I don't even count those.
Right.
So really, 66 to 72 is the sweet spot. But I'm going 66 because every year after that, I'll be like, oh, I made another year.
See, well, we'll go with this. So my mom is 73. She still works full time half the year, and my dad is 75, and he still drag races every weekend. So,
Perfect.
like obsessively.
Yes.
So, I mean, he's doing 100.
How old is he?
He's 75.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah. So he and we're talking
Mike.
thinking like 175 mile an hour in the quarter mile. So
Wow.
yeah. So
That's crazy, man.
So I'm thinking at
what's
least
he
70.
racing?
it's a 69 Camaro.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Like,
back halved, 632 engine.
wow.
Yeah, about 1,000 horse alcohol.
Wow.
Yeah, so good times.
I watched video on a 700 horsepower Chevelle yesterday just because, and to me, anything over 400 is just crazy. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, can you transfer more than 400 horsepower to the ground?
On the street, not really. You can put on, run drag radials or something like that.
Right.
But unless it's pretty difficult. And maybe more. Yeah, you can probably get a little bit more.
I got a friend that has a 67 Chevelle, and I think he's got a 396 in it, but it's maxed out, and he's pulling almost 800 horse. And one day he just threw me the keys and was like, take it for a ride. And I was like, nah, man, I can't do that. And he was like, take it for a ride. And I was like, well, fuck, I won't get this chance again. So I did. And what I realized was you would be hard pressed to street race and win because you would just be spinning.
I'll say 400, but you get in the 500 up, and I'm thinking,
well, this was almost 800.
Yeah, that you're not going to hook that
and
up
it's
with
like,
anything.
There's no tire that's getting any grip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And unless it's tubbed, and then...
No, it was all stock body, wheels and tires. He still had the 15-inch wheels, probably a little wider in the back, but not crazy.
Maybe like a 275 in the back or something?
Maybe. And probably more like a 245. Yeah.
It would be fun. It'd be fun, I'm sure, but...
It was one of those where when you're doing 60, you drop a gear and you still spin out.
Yep.
It was like, holy shit. I was like, that's too much motor for me.
Yeah.
And, I grew up with like 300 horse, which was strong as shit back in the day.
Yeah, it's changed a lot. And so like in the early 2000s, my brother had a Nissan twin turbo 300ZX that we had all the bolt-ons except for turbos. And so it was around, I think, 400. And that car from like 40 to 120 was something else. And I will never forget, when we raced it, hadn't gotten beaten very much until the 03 Mustang Cobra with the supercharger on it came out. And you could underdrive pulley that and get another 50 horse out of it or something crazy with cat back another 40 or something, and then it was over.
Well, the big thing now is turboing everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I seen this one Chevelle that had twin turbos putting out 1,200 horse. And I don't know if you've seen that video, but he cruises around and it's pretty badass.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because you talk to my dad about all this stuff, and he talks about how they would try to get a turbo off like a tractor in the 60s and run it. And
dude, it's funny because my real dad raced circle track back in the late 60s.
Okay.
And one of the categories that they raced in was a 2-barrel carburetor.
Okay.
It was like a limiter,
Yeah.
And him and his brother went out and found a international tractor 2-barrel that was freaking bigger than most 4-barrels.
Right.
And that gave them a huge advantage.
Yeah. And all that stuff back then was so different. I mean, my dad talks about using Hillborn fuel injection, and he said it was because it was a mechanical fuel injection, not computerized. He said trying to set it up was next to impossible, and even when they got it in the sweet spot, it would never stay there. So they just quit running it, and then as it's progressed, man, it's changed so much. And like I said, everything's turboed now. I saw that I think the new Ford F-150's got a twin turbo V6, and that's where they're all going now. The new Tundra's got a V6, twin turbo V6.
I know, isn't that crazy? I mean,
Yeah.
30 years ago, if you said that V6s would have more horsepower than those big blocks, you would be like, that ain't going to ever happen.
Every grocery getter's got a 300 horse motor in it now.
Oh, yeah.
It's people are flying around.
And it's like 300.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that Dodge was putting a Hemi in their new van.
Really?
No, I'm just messing
That would
with you. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be. Hey, don't tempt me on vans. I had an 89 turbocharged Dodge Grand Caravan.
Oh, nice.
And of course,
turbocharged?
Turbo 2.4 turbo.
And it come that way?
Yeah. It was back when the Eurosport styling was big in the late 80s, early 90s with Dodge and Lee Iacocca. That was his thing. And of course, what do you do with it? Well, you go race it. So I will never forget pulling up to a 5.0 Mustang at a stoplight, and you put it in neutral and give him a little rev. And he, of course, looked over and was like, yeah, whatever. And so I put it in gear and stomped it and did a burnout and launched off the line and had him up until about 40.
Damn.
When he realized he really needed to get on it.
He was like, this guy's not fucking around.
Yeah, the fun of the sleeper, it's a whole different dimension of fun.
True. So, I don't know, I was going to tell you, did I ever tell you that I dated a midget at one time?
Come on.
Seriously.
This is serious, but the Hemi in the van is not serious, but dating a midget is.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, a little person.
The reason, well, whatever. Back then, it was a midget.
Right.
Now. So anyway, and you want to know why?
Why is that?
Because
wait, let me stop you. I don't think I do want to know why, but you're going to tell me.
I am going to tell you. Small hands makes your dick look bigger.
Someone was talking about that earlier.
But you know why we didn't last? Because my big hands made his dick look small.
I knew I didn't want to hear about it, but I was going to get to it.
You were going to hear it.
Hell yeah.
So, anyway, so what else you got going on while you're here?
Not much.
What are you doing while you're here?
This going to be up at the shop. It's just get some time up at the shop, man. That's the best part of being here is being up there. So I enjoy it and just want to.
I mean, is there a part
home.
of you that fantasizes about being at the Leaf every day?
I don't know about fantasizes, but I think about it. Yeah. Fantasize is reserved for
tomato.
Okay, all right, we'll go with that. Like I said, I've got to accurately describe everything. I say fantasies for other things, but
okay.
But there is a part of me that thinks about.
I
that,
don't.
Yeah. Right.
I'm like, when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I got to get to the Leaf. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
So
you miss the humidor is for me.
Yeah,
the humidor. Miss the people. Miss all of it.
The people, man. That's where it's at, dude. I think it was like not this last Thursday night, but the Thursday night before I went up there, and in the back, I want to say, how many people did we have, Jay? It was like 18. There was like 18 people back there smoking, having a good time, and it was just good to see a gathering.
And I'm glad that we can get that many people back there. For one, that people want to go back there, that many people want to be back there, and that we can fit them back there now. So it's just makes it so much better.
I mean, it was Jay and Preston and who was that other dude that was Colton?
Yeah.
Me, Big Larry, Ed were sitting at the table.
Yeah.
And then you just had all the other chairs full. And then, of course, Joel's up there on his sanctum. And anyway, it was just a great time.
Hell yeah. And, it was good to get here and see the mural and the other stuff.
Oh, wasn't that cool, dude?
It's awesome. I'm so happy. Jay, you kick ass. I mean,
doesn't Jay kick
so
ass?
Like, I don't ever have to worry about anything.
I mean, and how comforting is that? I mean, because when you went into this, you guys didn't even know each other.
Yeah.
I mean, you had the same group of friends.
Yeah.
But you didn't know Jay.
No.
And so you had to take other people's word on about Jay and vice versa.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, dude, that's pretty like throwing caution to the wind to go into business with someone that you're going to be in Indiana and they're going to run the operations.
And
how relieved are you that it's Jay?
Yeah, I couldn't have been luckier, really.
Absolutely.
Jay, you complete me. Because I came down, I had a couple of months off work. I had wrist surgery, and so I came down just to visit some friends, and so they were
This is
like,
not a funny story, but go ahead.
It's not. No. And so a friend of mine knew that I'd been saving up for a down payment on a house, and he was like, I think the Leaf's going to be for sale here soon, and I was like, there's take you up to meet a guy, and that's when I met Jay. So I think a good introduction to it was the year and a half of hell that we had to go through to actually buy it.
Right.
So I got a pretty good idea of that he was going to be a good guy to be in on it with, because that was a struggle, but we got through it, and I think we got. Yeah,
that was a long year and a half.
Yeah, so we got to know each other through that. And
and I remember you coming down, Jay being like, okay, we're all good. Yeah. And then tomorrow it was like, fuck, now I got to take them this. Now I got to take them that. You know what I mean? It was just like that carrot dangling out there. It's like, how bad do you really want this?
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to run faster, boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get that carrot.
Yeah. And, so then as soon as that happened, then we had to start planning to move it. So then it became, it's all really fallen into place and in my mind really well. So,
oh, dude, we have just been so impressed. It's like, and I've told Jay, y'all would have these diagrams of what y'all were going to do.
Yeah.
And I know everybody looks at that diagram and be like, that's not how I'd do it. You know what I mean? And dude, the place opens up and you're like, I don't know how I would have done it, but this place turned out perfect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And was that a huge relief too?
Yeah.
Or did you not stress about it at all? You're just like happy-go-lucky. You're that clown that shows up that we punch in the face.
I'm going to say that Jay had more stress about it because he was dealing with the day-to-day of it. And my stress came when we moved it. I tell people that couple of months last summer was pretty stressful with everything that was going on and some of the stuff that went on.
And so much stuff to move.
That, and man, everybody, see, that's where the community comes in, man. Everybody helped us out so much and in whatever way they could. And that's the thing where we're just lucky.
Did you have people carry stuff?
Yes.
Really?
There is a picture of us moving half of the island down the road on moving dollies with like 3 or 4 people just trying to hold it. We'd saran wrapped all the cigars to it.
Mike found that cigar and brought it back. Street Mike.
So yeah, it was.
Y'all were pushing it on a dolly.
Yeah, down the street because we couldn't
Which
get it on
was
the trailer.
about 2 blocks.
Yeah,
2.5.
Yeah, we couldn't get it on the trailer, so because it was too heavy and there was no way to roll it onto it. So we just
and right in the middle of COVID.
right, and that's the other part of it too is, yeah, we moved all this stuff and have had all this stuff going on in the middle of a pandemic, and even like the previous landlord gave us extra time to get out of the old spot, which was, I mean, those are the kind of things that have helped out that if they hadn't helped out, I mean, it would have been.
Well, I
don't
mean,
even
what
know
were they
would have
going to
happened.
do? They are not going to.
I mean, I feel like they could have done something.
You're like where they would have locked you out, changed the locks.
Who knows?
And then we would have busted in with a pickup truck.
Right, to get I want my cigars. Rob needs some sticks. Get
Right.
the door open.
I'm coming in.
Right. I picture a chain and a trailer hitch and ripping a door off its hinges.
I just put it in reverse and shove right through the front door. Anyway, no, man, it has really all come together. And I mean, I just don't think that you guys could do it any better. You've knocked it out of the park. I mean, the customer service, I mean, we talk about you guys every week. You sponsor the show as well. And I mean, you guys just keep impressing. And in this day and age when, it's your big box stores that people go shop in, it's just so amazing and refreshing to go to a locally owned store that takes care of you at that level.
Yeah, and he has been, he's the guy here on the ground every day, and I give most of that credit to him because so many.
Are you whispering? Because
I'm trying not to, but
be louder.
All right, I can get really loud.
There you go.
But people can say, a lot of guys can come in and say, oh, we've done really well, but it really shows in the amount of more people we have coming in and all of that stuff. And yeah, so the proof is in just how
the pudding.
Much, yeah, it really is. And so it's awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. And he's the one here, like I said, doing it every day
and I mean, I don't know what you know about Scott, but he's knocking it out of the park for
absolutely.
you guys as well. I mean, wow.
Yeah, I couldn't say integral to the shop anymore with him.
Right.
And it's awesome.
I agree 100%.
Once again, we say it all the time is if Scott recommends something, you better be trying it.
Oh,
because it's one real
every time
recommendation.
on Saturday mornings I come in and a lot of time it's Scott and I'm like, what do I need to try? He never steers me wrong. And he always steers me to stuff that I think he knows I'm going to like, but it's always stuff that I look over, I skip. You know what I mean?
I'm blown away by his ability to kind of read. And I don't know if it's just because he's watched what people smoke or what's that? Yeah, but I don't know what it is, but his ability to gauge what you probably will like and then tell you what to have.
I'm going to tell you this right now. He's never picked out a stick for me that I didn't like.
Yeah, and talk about moving the shop. I mean, that guy busted his ass. I
mean, dude,
can't thank him enough.
I mean, when you talk about like a staff member being bought in, dude's bought in.
Yeah.
150%.
Once again, and that's another part of being lucky and being 1,000 miles away. You know, once again, another aspect that I don't have to worry about.
Well, and I think a big part of that also is the staff is so appreciative of how they're treated at the Leaf. No, I'm serious. That I can promise you right now, you can go to other cigar shops and their staff does not feel appreciated.
Really? Well, we do the beatings after hours. That's a little bit better idea. You know, some of the cat of nine tails, the lashings, do that behind closed doors, and then they can't.
So you don't do that in the members area?
No, they can't prove that you did it to them. So
because that's right. You got cameras back there.
Well, we have control over the cameras.
Oh.
Come on.
Sorry. True.
Big Brother's watching unless we turn him off.
Right. Yeah, we won't even go down that road. Let me tell you what I feel about that. But
right on. I'm on the same wavelength with you.
Yeah. So anyway, man, well, hey, thanks for coming on the show and hanging out. We've missed you. Yeah. Did you get handed a piece of paper to talk about something?
It might be. This is another line that we're bringing in.
Booyah!
So
tell everybody what you're bringing into the Leaf.
Yeah, everybody, we're bringing in Tabanero cigars. And right now, I think the two lines we're going to get are the Meseta and the Meseta Patriarch.
Dude.
So,
and now you haven't had the pleasure of smoking one yet.
No, like once again, I am excited. Seeing it's almost like Christmas getting to come down to this type of stuff where I get to come down to new lines and new cigars to try, and it's like, oh, this is terrible.
Well, you know what? You're going to smoke one tonight.
Oh,
so.
Good night. Well, better night. There you go.
So anyway, man, well, thanks for taking the time to come on the show. We love having you. I can't wait to hang out with you and smoke a cigar. You know, What's funny is what I have noticed though was when I come down to hang out with you and smoke a cigar, your boss man's cracking a whip on your ass.
Man, there's always something.
You need to go help a customer. You need to go clean. No, I'm just messing with him.
It's fun. And see, that's funny. Is maybe I'm a little sick, but it's. My other job is so different. So getting to come down, like I work at my other job by myself 75% of the time.
Jay's like, what do you think? You're on vacation?
Yeah,
you own half this bitch.
So I come down here and get to just, I even said it yesterday, exercise a totally different part of my personality. And yesterday, the first person I checked out at the register, I actually remembered how to operate it. So
wow, I'm impressed.
I know, I was impressed too. So every once in a while, you get it right. So
hey, whatever works.
Right.
Well, cool deal, man. Well, thanks again for coming by, and we're gonna take a little quick break, and then we'll have Bryant come in. We'll wrap it up, and then we'll go to the Light 'Em Up Crew Show. Thanks, guys. We'll be right back. Hey guys, thanks for hanging through the break. We love having Corey here. I hope you enjoyed his time with us. And so anyway, we changed out microphones on the opposite side of me, and you sound way better.
Thank you.
Way better.
Thank you.
So anyway, what are you smoking? Are you
still on that My Father's, man?
Damn. I finished that Churchill.
We know.
The Dark Hour.
And
now I'm lighting up a Viva La Vida Club 500. So great stick.
I bought one yesterday at the Leaf.
Good.
That's what I was smoking
man.
Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yep. I got that, and this My Father's.
You know what's funny is...
Oh, man, it smells good. Goodness.
I like to make sure it's lit up.
You're not the only one. I look at them and I'm like, okay, got to get the full cherry.
Yeah, and it's like, I want the wrapper to be singed all the way around. You know what I mean? Now I know I'm giving it the best chance it has to burn great.
Yeah.
Not a lot of them burn great. A lot of them burn good.
But not great.
But when you get a great one, you're like, wow.
Get that canoe action. You're like,
you know, yeah, for sure. But whenever I have one that just burns clean, it makes me like think back to like the person rolling it. Are they like one of the top rollers?
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Is that why it's burning like that? I assume yes. And I'm just
hope yes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why one cigar burns like that over another.
I would love to get the best out of that.
I mean, it might be a better tobacco, but I would think it's the roller. You know what I mean? Because you're constructing it in a way it will burn.
Yeah. And if it doesn't burn correctly, we throw it in the trash.
Yes, true.
Damn.
So
Just throw it away.
you know me better than most.
Okay.
And so you know that I'm always like finding ways to make other people's lives better.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring this up just because it warms my heart.
Okay.
Who's winning the football game tonight?
That has nothing to do with warming your heart.
The 49ers are losing 10-0 right now. You think they got a chance to come back?
Not with Garoppolo.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just real. You don't drink the Kool-Aid, and I just keep it real.
And you know, I actually went with my picks this week were horrible. Dude, I mean, everybody let me down. But Green Bay so far is keeping my dream alive.
Go out there. I'm gonna keep quiet on that.
No, go ahead.
Nope.
You're so damn stubborn.
We love our PG-13 rating.
Oh, yeah, I forget. No, we don't have a PG-13 rating anymore. That went out the window.
Every day, especially with you today, because you told Corey, fuck that.
I don't remember saying that.
We do.
All right, maybe I did. Anyway, man, I tell you what, this Club 500, if you guys haven't smoked one of those, you
You're
owe it to
missing
yourself.
out, man.
You really owe it to yourself. And like you said, Jay has them at the Leaf.
Yes,
Call him
sir.
up.
Yes,
let him
sir.
know that Robin Bryant
sir.
sent you. They'll hook you up, brother.
Look you up.
So anyway, yeah, man, it's been a little bit since I've had one of these.
Yeah, man. And with us going through the process of the house, it's money I can't spend. So it's just sitting there in the bank looking at me like, hey, I'm still here. And I'm like, you don't exist to me right now.
You're like, that's cigar money.
So when I went in yesterday to the Leaf, I went right over there. The first thing I grabbed was 3 500. I was like, damn. Put 2 of them back. I was like, shit, I can't get them. I was like,
You know, what did I have? I went in there yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday. Yeah.
me and Larry know why you can't
It's
remember.
been a while. Anyway, I'm going to have to edit that out.
Yeah, because you don't remember any part of yesterday.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't recall people, places,
As
things.
they used to say it was a commercial. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. And we're sitting here being we perfectly. You're like, what did I do? What was yesterday? Saturday? Oh, no, I don't remember it. You remember yelling at them kids across the street?
I do.
Okay. You remember that part. You don't remember the rest of it.
I don't think I was yelling.
Oh, dude, you were yelling. You were yelling.
You know what? I just want to make sure they were not up to no good.
We could see they were up to no good. It was you that was the problem. We said, look, first of all, we're at an outdoor restaurant. And he said, the last time I was here, they told me I couldn't smoke, so we sat out here so I could do this. And
I can hang my arm
He had
outside
his arm
the
hanging
fence.
outside the fence, smoking the cigarette. He'd lean over to the fence and smoke it and blow the air out. I'm like, it's still coming back this way.
He walked through the restaurant with a cigar.
I did walk. You know, me and Larry. Well, I guess we all went in the back door, and I was carrying my cigar lit, and I just walked through. I was like, nobody's even gonna notice, dude. Did you know?
No, they were worried. First of all,
me
you
tell
got
you.
Larry with you, 6'13".
Yeah, they're like you. Oh, you're good.
You can do whatever you want, sir.
They were just about to say, "Oh, you can't do that in here," and they go, "Oh,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
you're good."
He's walking out.
Walk
Let
on
him go.
through.
Let him go. And then we sat down.
But, you know, it's funny because I remember, what night was that, Jay? There was something going on at the Leaf one night, and I had more than my usual bourbon that night. And so I poured myself a drink, I lit up a cigar, and I walked over to Fat Boss's. And I walked in with my cigar and my drink.
He just sat down.
And I sat down, and I was like waiting for somebody to come
They were like, no.
to serve me food.
No.
And so anyway, I ended up sitting with these 2 people that I didn't know.
Imagine that.
I just
sat at their
sat at their table and I was like, "Hey, how are y'all doing?"
Anybody taking this seat? No, I'll sit down.
And
who are you?
They were like that. They were like, "Do we know you?" And I was like, "Nah, but there's not a lot of seating in here."
He just came and took the table. Dude, I can see it.
So anyway,
just tell
I've
me.
got my.
Please tell me you had clothes on.
I did.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, but my cigar I had under the table.
You were trying to hide it.
I had it under the table, and I had my drink in my hand. So I'm drinking. Anyway, I don't know. I've been there for like 10 minutes, and all of a sudden the waiter comes running over there, and he's like, "Sir, do you have a cigar in here?" And I was like, "Yes, sir, I do." And he was like, "You can't be smoking in here." And I was like, "I was smoking when I walked in the front door."
Nobody said anything.
I didn't know. And then he was like, "Sir, you're going to have to leave."
Oh.
So I start walking out of the building, and he's like, "Sir, you got to leave that glass here." And I was like,
no,
"I brought it in with me. I'm taking it out." And he was like, "You can't bring alcohol in here." And I was like, nobody said anything.
You let me in.
And they had a doorman.
He let you in. That's even more.
It wasn't like I snuck
it in. I walked in with it.
I was smoking and drinking.
He thought you was with the Sopranos. He was like, "Nope, not bothering him."
Dude, this dude was bigger than Larry.
It don't matter.
And I was just like, "Hey, man, how's it going?"
It was your boldness. He was walking in with his own drink and a cigar. Wait a minute. Nah, I don't want to bother this dude. There's something about him. Yeah. You picked, he took the right choice. Just let you go.
If he said no, I would have just kept on walking.
Yeah, right. To the next restaurant. Because you were hungry.
It's a numbers game.
It's true.
You'll always find a place that doesn't say anything.
Yeah, and will serve you.
Right. So I got halfway there. So,
but you got all the way at the other one yesterday.
Yeah.
I walked in with my cigar. I'm sitting down, but I'm hold over the fence.
And they didn't even mention
because the lady
smoking.
The waitress,
did you notice that?
The waitress, she looked at your hand and she frowned up, and then she's just like, "Okay, what's y'all order?" I was like, she understands.
I was really surprised that she didn't say a word.
Didn't say a word. Just let you go. She realized. She's like, "Nah, it's a fight I don't want right now."
Cigars outside the fence.
Because that's what he's gonna say. I would have loved to see you lean over the fence and try to smoke that cigar, because you probably would have.
Oh, absolutely.
That's crazy.
I did last time.
I'm done. The cigar,
I was like this.
Cigar talk is over. He leaned over the fence and smoked.
Yeah.
And the wind probably was blowing the same way it did yesterday, just straight back at the restaurant.
Well, you know, that curvature is basically like a vacuum.
Yeah, because it came right back.
Yeah, yeah. It did. So
you didn't care.
No, I mean,
they didn't.
I'm outside
on their property.
I don't care. I'm outside.
We were there. We know you don't care.
It's America.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
America,
not America.
America. So anyway, well, hey guys, hope you enjoyed the show this week, and we're gonna fix to do the Light 'em Up Crew show.
Yes.
Thank you to all the Patreon members. You guys keep the show going every week. Anyway, we're gonna do that. So hope you enjoyed this one, and until next time.
Waka waka.
What the fuck?